Hey, what's up? It's John Kizzy. You know who is he? AKA Philly Jeep, because they know who I be. And I'm here with King Tigger.
What's up?
And today we have two special guests. The creators of an upcoming film, Buddy Wilde. Mm-hmm. We have Leanne Milne and Mark Sawatzky.
Nice.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. I said the name like 1,800 times. I got it right. No, see? I made eye contact so that they could tell me.
Oh, for sure
I felt it. I felt it.
You know what I
was
mean?
waiting for it.
I got it right.
Okay.
Now I'll probably never get it right again.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're here to talk about everything. From what brought them to where they are to what's the future has to hold.
Definitely.
So, first I'll let you guys introduce yourselves a little bit before I start asking any questions.
Okay. Who do you want
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go first. I'm Mark Sawatzky, and I'm a videographer, I guess you could say. And I just started out like making typical videographer videos, like wedding videos and like little business videos and stuff like that. And then ended up making a music video one day, and I became friends with Pat Stay. And then we just started making other types of content, and it kind of escalated from there. And I'd say, like, really, I wouldn't have ever really considered myself as part of the film industry or like the film industry. I would have just said like a videographer or whatever before until that project. That was kind of the film industry, if you'd say.
For someone that doesn't know, like myself, what's the difference between like a videographer and I guess a director?
Well, I mean, there's sort of a little like difference between being like a one-man band videographer and then being like on a set with a crew where like there's a director who doesn't really shoot.
Gotcha.
So a videographer, I guess, is like a videographer for sure knows how to operate a camera. Usually a director would too, but like, you know, there's a chance that maybe a director doesn't do that.
I got you. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and for me, I guess when it comes to filmography and videography, it's just something I've always done, but never anything professionally. I shot a music video for you guys in 2005 that I never finished.
Yeah.
You know what? I was
still waiting.
I know. I was going to ask. I was going to ask about that too.
So I've always dabbled in some sort of way, and then and I'm on YouTube as well. But that's talking about alcohol recovery, and then just random little projects. Like I was on the SwearNet show that Mark and Pat created, just as background and like getting more into things that way. And then Mark and I created something else after that, and now we're making a movie together. So I'm slowly getting more into more, not professional level filmmaking, but like more serious, more focused around that. But generally I do engineering in the daytime, really. That's me, I guess, yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah.
So, I guess you already explained how you got into it. And I guess to a lesser degree, you explained how you got into it too.
Yeah.
She didn't do as good, but you know.
She said she dabbled.
I dabble in filmography.
Really, yeah. It's whenever I would feel the spark of inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, let's make a video, let's do something. So ever since video cameras were a thing, I've done something. Like 97. No, what was it? Like 1992 was my first little short film I made when I was like a child. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
She didn't want to make us feel old.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say an age.
I know.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm just say 2000 something.
Yeah,
seem a lot younger.
Yeah.
I think Leanne's just an artist at the core of it. Like Leanne's just an artist, and right now the medium happens to be narrative filmmaking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Whatever you get inspired by at the time.
Pretty much.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I did like painting it, but like it just doesn't speak to me the way acting or filmmaking or visual arts that is what makes my soul happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that stuff too. I'm always impressed at how filmmakers can do that because, like, I did music, so I was always a writer because I like telling stories. Even now with my kids, I run a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with them, and I write the story. So that's why I always like seeing when local people are making movies and stuff, because just bringing the story from pen and paper to visuals and film.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and there's always going to be an audience out there for whatever story anyone has.
Yes.
And like you sort of have to not care how many people or whatever would like your story. If you have a story inside, you got to get it out, even if it's just for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. You gotta get more of that, not care.
Well, that's a lot of that self-healing too, right? So getting that story out just for you, so people can hear what you have to say, express what you have to say. And again, it could be just for you, but someone else might be going through the exact same thing that you're going through, so that might help them too, right? So,
Exactly, it's a bonus.
Yeah, it's definitely a bonus.
Yeah.
And also,
Definitely.
just like with music, it feels more genuine. People gravitated to more because you're doing it for you. You're not doing it to sell it. You're doing
100%.
You're doing it because this is something that you feel you want to get out.
Yes, 100%.
Like you said, even if you're just filming it to keep on your own laptop and no one else see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it gets out there. People will see that and be like, oh, this is cool. And go towards it.
Yeah, when people feel that your motivation is the project, not the reward,
Yes.
it comes off so strongly in the work.
Yes. And a lot of people think you can't tell, but people can tell.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
People can definitely tell.
Oh yeah. Like Leanne and I will sit and like watch movies like that are just absolute trash, but they're like really high budget, right? So like everything about these movies is technically perfect, except for there's just these undescribable subconscious elements of like, you can really tell these people were just making this as the next movie they're making for money.
It has no soul.
No heart,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, you can tell. It's just like it's like they take like the ingredients of what should make a movie work and just put it in the pot and then throw it on screen.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I think that we don't know, but we know.
Yeah.
We know. I want to talk about unreasonable. I almost said reasonable.
He's a pretty
Total opposite.
Yeah, he's a pretty reasonable guy.
Yeah, Reasonable Rob. As I've seen it on YouTube. So I didn't see the swearing at stuff.
Yeah, that a lot of people like will say that too. Like they're like, yeah, I've seen Unreasonable Rob because they've seen the YouTube ones that Pat and I made together. But yeah, there is a full season of, I guess you could say, like their funded episodes on SwearNet. So they're streaming on SwearNet. What a lot of people did when it came out is they just got the trial and then just binged it and then But I mean, there's other stuff on SwearNet too. Like that's, if that's your type of thing, if you're a big Trailer Park Boys fan, like Trailer Park Boys, everything they've done is on there, and some of the spin-offs with the other characters are on there.
So is swearing? For someone that doesn't know anything about SwearNet, you want to explain it to me?
Well, SwearNet is like the Trailer Park Boys universe.
Okay.
So it's like SwearNet Studios, and they a lot of the characters like from Trailer Park Boys have their own little shows on there. And there's other new, like they make original content, like they make like there's movies on there that they just made that have nothing to do with the Trailer Park Boys universe.
Okay, that's dope. And is it's a website or is it an app as well?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like just like their own streaming platform kind of thing.
All right, cool. There you go. Go check it out.
Swear not.
Yep. See what's on.
I like the name
I'm
already.
gonna check. I know. Yeah, I like swear. I like it too.
Yeah,
Gonna be a lot of cussing.
there is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Definitely down with that. So, seeing your guys' 48-hour film, 17 Bricks.
Yes.
That was it was funny,
Thank you.
interesting. From the minute, like from the first minutes when it comes out, with the card reading, I was like, I didn't know what this was going to be, but then when Nathan comes on,
Yeah.
just
Oh, he's a phenom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nathan's a phenom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel so fortunate, like, to be making art with Nathan, because like it's almost like I just have to point a camera at him, and it's like he's a supernova.
Yeah.
Like I think he is going to be the next big thing. Like it's like staring into the sun. Like I barely need to direct him.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Oh shit! I liked the behind the scenes scene when he was trying to do that with the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yes.
Yeah, being at home watching it, doing all this, I was
Yes.
like, I can do it.
Yes.
Come on, you can do this.
He couldn't.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man. But it comes off better sometimes. Like if he can't do it, it will just come off better. He's amazing. He's the best.
In the fight scenes.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
he's just down for everything. Like
Yeah.
he's down for everything. Like even on that 48-hour project, we're like, Nathan, we're making a 48-hour film. Like we need you to be in it. Like come down. And then I was like, okay, I have like this vision for how your hair is going to be. So we're going to like completely change your hair for this
Whose idea was
project.
Whose idea was it to paint on abs?
That was
One of the makeup people that was there. They had the idea like to do the abs on him, right?
I think so. Or was
And I
it-
was like, how bad is it going to look? Super corny, and like I was concerned about it.
Yeah, it was good. A lot
I
of it rubbed off throughout. I was like, that was
and in
perfect.
the end, it just made it funnier.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hilarious when your abs rub off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. But no, that was so much fun. And yeah, it was literally 48 hours from conception until we had to press submit and have that sent off. So it turned out great.
Yeah, especially with the hurricane because we didn't have power on the first
Yeah,
day.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen
So
that.
our locations fell through. We were going to go to all these different places. So we ended up having to like think really quick and decided to film like it all worked out though.
Yeah,
basically.
I forget where. I know that you ended in the parkade because you couldn't get. Where was the original location?
We originally wanted to do it in the arcade on Gottingen Street there, the Propeller Arcade.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but they lost power too. So we're like,
Yeah, and then we were like scrambling, and we were like, okay, well, where can we get something that's another arcade? And then we were calling bowling alleys, and like we just tell them about the project, and like we actually got one of them to agree, and then like they called us back a few minutes later, and they're like, we lost power too. And I was like,
yeah,
Man, 48 hours in a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's a story in itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It was.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
the making of 17 Bricks
Yeah, that's
is
what-
that told the story, of how crazy it was.
yeah.
Yeah, that was.
So will you say that was
fun.
the inspiration behind it? For sure. Or what was your inspiration for the story?
Between her for 17 Bricks,
Yeah.
you mean?
They
Right,
make
that
you
was
draw it
you-
out. I wrote it over. I wrote it
he
overnight
wrote
on the
it.
first night, but
Okay.
like they forced you like into a genre and like certain elements, like
Yeah.
the character names. Those are all randomly decided,
Okay.
so they just put that on you.
Yeah, everyone who's in the contest learns that we at the same time we all go on a Zoom call and they say your team, this is your character, this is all this, and then you have to like write a script like right
Yeah,
then. So he did.
yeah.
He squirreled off somewhere and just wrote it all out in a notebook, and we're like, okay, let's go.
Wow.
Let's do
Yeah, so
it.
I was just like hoping, like when we were drawing the genre, I was like, not musical, not
Yeah.
musical, not musical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would have been a tough one.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I would have.
Oh yeah.
Because that's writing songs and
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
48 hours.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Man.
Right. So
Yeah, it's definitely an unfairly difficult genre. That one.
And you guys won 4 awards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had it was best cinematography, best directing, best original character, or best
Best
original
use of a
best
character.
best use of character,
And
and
best
best
original
original music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask. All the music was original.
We worked with like Daniel Ryan Dano, so we like went down there and like so it's like there's samples and stuff, but like yeah, we composed it, I guess you could say.
Because I that's one thing. Sorry, I'm saying that's one thing. I noticed a lot, but one thing because I'm musically inclined that really stood out to me was the music. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
Nice.
and I
Thank you.
it was just cool. All the music fit every scene, like the
Yeah.
the hilarity, the
Thank you.
his sister.
Yeah. Like actually, the one track like that we had like in the car, like
Yeah.
when they're like listening to that music.
that's
that
right.
was off of Lil Witchy's album,
Yeah.
like because Lil Witchy was like in the film as like my henchman, like
Yeah.
he's like the guy that's like in the arcade. Like I don't think he ever talks.
No, he
He's-
doesn't.
No, he never talks.
Like
He-
the container pier, he would have been one of the guys with the gun.
Yeah, he's the guy that like walks over and like punches the guy like in
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So that was
okay.
his track playing,
so
playing in the car.
he plays this like crazy, or he does his music is like, what is it called again? I
can't
Like it's
remember.
so ridiculous. Like it's like
It's
like
niche, very niche.
Yeah, it's like I guess kids like listen to it these days or something, but it's like
His own genre?
Well, no, it
No.
actually, I say niche, but it isn't. It's huge. Like, he has a lot of followers. Like, he's pretty
it's like
big.
weird, it's like strange and like sped up and like
I know.
it's really chaotic. I loved it though.
Yeah,
I laughed
yeah.
so hard. Like when I was thinking about like, okay, so this guy just drives around and listens to this stuff like while he's solving crimes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then didn't he like hush her and like turn up the volume? Wasn't it?
Yeah, he
that's
did that at
right.
one point.
Oh my god, so good.
Yeah.
And what's the artist's name again?
Lil Witchy.
Little
Yeah,
Witchy.
Lil
Yeah.
Witchy. Shout out Lil Witchy. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got quite a following, I
He
think.
does.
He's local?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he's on Spotify. Yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Little
Little
Witchy.
Witchy. All right.
yeah, yeah. He's great.
just want-
Witchy,
Yeah, shout out.
come on over.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to check him out.
Definitely
Yeah.
check you out. And
I always check out local stuff.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Just to,
Yeah, Lil Witchy was in like the original like Unreasonable Robs on YouTube, like in a couple episodes as well.
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
The cool thing about like the 48 hour project is it kind of like led to us doing Buddy Wilde. It was like
yes, I was, yeah.
kind of like, I guess.
Heard that.
Do you, I mean, if you want to talk about that, I've been talking a lot.
It's okay. Yeah, so 48-hour film project wrapped up like the end of September. And my 40th birthday was coming. Oh, sorry, I told everyone our age. I don't know. Anyway, my 40th was coming up in November. So I was like, I wanted to make a film. I wanted to do. I was like, I'll just do another short film because I made a short film like a couple years ago in this cabin in the woods. It's called Sister, and it was great. I was like, I want to do something else like that, but I want like a spooky, scary horror story type thing. So I was saying to Mark, I was like. And we were driving back home from the award ceremony for 48. Anyway, and I was like, I want to do something. Like, do you want to get like, let's make something? And then it was pretty much born there. And then we found this. You can talk about this. Because you found it. He found this video online, which really got us talking about it. But that was the initial where I was like, let's make something cool for my birthday. We ended up filming on my birthday weekend too in the cabin. But the origin for it all was from this video that you found online. Yeah.
Yeah,
The witch.
I'll bring up the witch video, but like basically when I finished Unreasonable Rob, like Pat and I edited together, like everything, like even when we were doing it on YouTube, like I was shooting it, we would write it together. And then like I would get like other videographers like to come do other angles, and like then me and Pat would sit and like edit forever. Like the editing process was such a huge like part of it. And so we were doing the same thing for the season on SwearNet. Like me and Pat and I were editing that, and we were in the middle of editing it like when he passed away. And so like I was kind of in a position where I just needed to like sort of like sit beside his empty chair and like keep editing like it until it was done. So it was like, it was really hard on the head. Like, and after it was done, like I just wasn't doing, like I just went home and like didn't do pretty much like anything. Like I just like was sitting around and like not feeling creative and like just in like a really bad headspace. And then I went to Stay Day, which was like this like annual like get together like with Pat's friends and stuff. And while I was there, like I saw like a bunch of the people that like we used to shoot with, and like they kind of came up to me, like a couple of them came up to me and they were like, hey, like we would love if you would like be interested in shooting like for like this 48-hour film contest, like. And I just like the mood, like, or whatever, and like the moment just struck me, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then I committed to it, and then I did it, and it just like it felt so good, like to get back into it. Like even though it was just like a little 48-hour thing, it was like, okay, like I can keep going. You know what I mean? Like, and so like I wrote it, and like we we got it done, and then like Leanne's birthday was right around the corner, kind of thing, like in the next couple months, and she wanted to make a film, and I was like, like we could. I just feeling really ambitious after it, and I was like, we could make a she was thinking about a short film, and because she, I guess, rents this cabin in the woods for a week every year on her birthday, and I was like, we could make it a feature film.
Yeah, I was
like,
oh my God.
I was, because we just made something that like I'm happy with, I think is entertaining, and our original cut was 12 minutes long, like, and I was like, well, it's literally like we make 7 or 8 of those, like, and we're feature film territory, right?
Yeah.
And so we went into the cabin, and and then the idea for like the like it was like, okay, let's make a horror film, right? And this project has evolved as we're making it to a very large degree. Like you can't even really. It's really hard to say what genre it is, because at some points in the film, it's a really new school kind of A24 feeling horror movie, because we were very influenced by the movie The Witch, and the idea for like the character being the witch was that story from BC that was like on the news in the States, and like it made the news cycle of like this woman that like found a dead deer like in the woods, and was like, oh, let's put a trail cam out, like to see like what cool animals are going to come and eat the dead deer.
The hell?
Yeah, this is a real thing that happened.
Oh yeah, this is a real thing. This is like
a couple years ago in the news.
No, it was this past summer.
No.
Yes, it was in July.
I thought it was like 2019 or something.
No. It was this past summer in July.
Okay.
Yeah, so they find this dead deer in the woods. They put the trail cam out, like to see what animal comes and eats it. And this like absolutely like crazed naked woman.
Yep.
Like
they caught it on the trail cam.
They caught it on the trail cam with like long, like black hair. Like, I mean, like this is a Disney witch that like lives in,
nuts.
but like scarier even, like, and that like lives in the wilderness. Like this was in BC. Yeah.
BC.
Yeah, and
I'm staying away from BC.
Right?
Oh,
it was like a mystery. Like,
so
who
scary.
are these people?
Yeah.
What is
scary,
happening?
So scary, and it was like so scary that like it was like even on the news like throughout the States.
Did she take the deer, or did she eat it?
She was eating the dead raw
Literally
deer.
crouched down and like eating it, wearing like a loincloth and like long black hair.
Yes.
And so, like Google it, you can see the picture
it's like
or the trail cam
terrifying.
footage.
Yeah, it's like absolutely terrifying.
It's so scary.
Yeah, so I was like, so we've got this actor friend, Frank Kirby, and he's like a 73-year-old man. And we put like a long black wig from like the Halloween store on him, and like Leanne basically just like made him up to look like this like scary witch from the
trail
woods.
Cam footage.
And then we brought Nathan in on the film, and I was like, so you're gonna be kind of this mentally challenged, non-verbal character, and like
but a heart of gold.
With a heart, with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
And there's just so many elements. Like I'm really inspired by Wes Anderson, like how he has a lot of surrealism, like in his films, but at the same time, they're hitting on these like really profound emotional family and relationship issues. But like the way that he speaks on it is through these worlds of surrealism. So there's a lot of that going on. Like if you like Dungeons and Dragons, you'll like Buddy Wilde, because there's like elements of magic as well.
There's fantasy in there.
There's fantasy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It's very heavy on visual effects too.
Yeah.
Like I think one thing that like if we do, hopefully we get it done in time to get into the film festival this year. The Atlantic Film Festival. I think one thing that's going to really stand out about our film in that festival is the visual effects.
Nice. Love good visual effects.
Yeah, definitely.
Man. Shit, I'm tripping over this lady.
But it was not.
crazy.
And so, because that was the inspiration, so we were like, okay, we need to incorporate that kind of witch character.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, it's usually a woman. So we're like, do we know any? We were thinking like a couple women would be maybe we'd make a gang of women.
Sexy.
Yes.
I was like, no.
I was like, should I be one of the? I can be naked. Like, why not? I was like, I guess I can be naked for this. And he's like, no, they have to be more scary, not womanly. But I kept going back to like, it needs to be feminine. It needs to be like womanly, naked. He's
Yeah.
like, no, Leanne, stop. It doesn't. We don't need naked ladies. Like,
Yeah.
so
You're
we'll
just trying to
find
see
a
naked
s-
ladies.
I like your idea. I like
Exactly.
that.
Right? I like, we'll just find some girls, like, we'll just shoot them naked in the wood. And like, no. So
Whole
we'll just went a
different movie.
completely different
Yeah.
direction
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
that. And I'm glad we went the direction we went because
Yeah.
it's way scarier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I wonder
it's-
how much of a movie, how much does it have to be based on a true story to be able to say it's based on a true story?
Good credit.
I think you can just say it and then just
You
deal
can.
with the fallout. Like
Yeah.
I'm planning. I should say the only thing that's not true is I guess like Buddy and like the. But I mean, yeah, like the villain is based on true. So maybe
Yeah.
maybe there is something that we can say like at the beginning. And I was actually thinking when we were brainstorming ways about how we were going to like promote the film. Because like you got to be really innovative, like with promoting the film, and we don't, especially us, because like we self-funded the movie, like we're doing everything and calling in favors for everything. So one thing that I thought would be kind of cool if we could spend like a little bit of money on at the end is if we get the film done in time to run an ad. In this town in BC where the witch was caught on the trail. Okay, hear me out.
Just wait.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we run an ad in that town being like, hey, like, the witch was never found. But I was like,
Yeah.
like if you or someone you know knows who the witch in the woods is, I will
We'll
pay,
fly you out.
I'll pay for you to fly to Halifax, stay in a nice hotel, and I'll get you like a VIP like pass to the film festival, and all your food is going to be included. Like it's going to be like a vacation.
Now, did you say someone that knows the witch, or are you
Anyone.
inviting the witch?
Just it has
We
to be the
want
witch.
it has to
Yeah,
be the
we
witch.
want the
It has
witch.
to be that.
Yeah.
Though a woman in that trail.
Maybe
can
we'll
video.
put maybe we'll put like there's some kind of like reward or something like if
Something.
if like leads to it. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, the goal is that we
Get
get
her
the
here.
witch to the
Yeah.
festival.
We want to know what was up. Like,
All
what
trying
were
to get
you
people
doing?
Eating and shit. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Like,
Yeah,
what?
well, no. She's not gonna eat me. No,
Yeah.
I'm not a dead deer.
That's crazy. Like I know
It
I
would
told
be
you
so
before
insane, right?
that I'm down with anybody Canadian coming on the podcast.
Yeah. She ain't.
I don't know if I want the witch up here.
Well, dude,
Right?
really? So if we okay,
Skype. We can via Skype. I'll talk to the witch all day.
Yeah.
We want
Like,
to put her on the cast. We get a cage or something, put her in there. You know.
I mean,
Skype.
like,
just hire a security person.
well,
I don't even know.
Or do you think do you believe in magic?
I think that the security person would have to be a more powerful witch.
Oh,
That's the only.
we don't even know if they're into anything. They
No.
could just be wild note when we don't know.
yeah,
they don't know.
Like
know
yeah,
they're into deer.
it's either like a real witch or it's like somebody that's just like absolutely like their mind is completely blown from bath salts and like they were eating a dead raw deer. But like I mean, either way,
That's true.
BC.
Probably, yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
right?
It could be a witch from BC, or
Yeah.
it could have been someone
Yeah.
from
When
Florida on vacation.
When
Yeah.
did that story come about?
July.
July? Okay, so
Yeah.
it wasn't near Halloween, so shit.
No,
Yeah,
right?
no, it wasn't a costume.
Yeah,
It wasn't
no,
a costume
yeah.
party. Someone took something bad and just
No, I'm telling you, it could have
No,
been someone
yeah.
from Florida. It gets hot down there. And
come all the way up to BC.
And to eat a dead deer, like in the middle of the woods with your ass
I
hanging
don't
out.
know.
Fucked up.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I just
Yeah.
know
It's something else.
she gotta be in a cage. She come on here, bro. I
But,
ain't
like,
dealing with that.
She's going on Skype.
Skype.
Oh, I want to know these people. Like,
She doesn't even speak. She just screams.
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
this is.
That'd be fucked up to see.
It would be
I gotta see this
crazy,
video
right?
now.
yeah.
It'd be so
yeah.
it'd be so shocking, right?
Yeah.
Like she comes
Yeah.
like to bring that to just for actually finding out who that is.
Yeah.
And then revealing the mystery, bringing them to the film festival because it was all on the news cycle in the States.
Probably pretty as hell.
It would blow it.
Yeah, right? Oh, not like,
I want it to
yeah.
be just someone normal. Someone
Right?
contact you, guy. Oh, that's
Yeah.
Aunt Mary. She'd
Yeah.
always be doing
Look,
that.
I'm
was
sober
just-
now.
that's a
I'm sober.
one-time
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah, so who knows? We just want to, well, we'll try.
Yeah.
Probably. Just to see what happens. Really.
That is.
I always say horror movies are inspired by something.
Well, that was
Based on true
it. That's
events.
it.
All right. So
Yep.
Man, BC.
That's it.
I guess what 2% gotta be based on real life. That's the 2%.
Yeah.
We seen the footage.
Yeah.
She
Mhm.
was eating a dead deer
Yep.
carcass.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah.
That is
Very much. That's the origin, I guess. Yeah, and then we built the story around that.
We originally planned to build the story about that, but it became like much more about much more of a story about Buddy and his aunt.
Yes.
Like Leanne actually plays one of the main characters, which is Buddy's aunt.
Okay.
So there's actually like a moral to the film. Like the witch is kind of a euphemism for alcoholism.
okay.
So, I mean, some people may pick up on that and some people won't. It's kind of subliminal.
Okay.
But, like, for example, like, there's a scene, and I was actually saying to Leanne, like, we should even, like, just give you guys that scene to look at, like, on the podcast. But anyway, maybe we'll have to have that discussion after. Yeah, like, if we give you guys a scene just to show you what we mean.
Right.
Okay.
But like this character's like he's always he's drinking in the diner, and then like after we show him like getting killed by the witch, and then like we have other like scenes where like your character is like a recovered alcoholic.
Recovering.
Yeah, but Buddy's mother, like her sister, is actively an alcoholic. Like she's like basically waking up in the morning and like drinking on her way to a job interview kind of thing. And she just loses her mind, like, at the beginning of the movie because Buddy is, like...
played by Nathan.
He's special...
Buddy.
Yeah, played by Nathan. He's, like, special needs kind of thing, but, like, it's not based on any real condition.
Okay.
Like, it's just, like...
He's nonverbal.
Yeah, he's nonverbal, and, like, the audience is kind of left to wonder. Like he presents all sorts of different symptoms that are not really based on any like real condition.
I got you.
So he like collects little toy animals and like speaks to them and like arranges them in like menagerie and like that kind of thing. And his mom like is just really stressed out. She's a single mother and like she's late on her rent and about to get evicted, and like she's running around like drinking and stuff, and she steps on like one of Buddy's like special animals, and then he's like totally basically oblivious like to the world around him. Sometimes we go into Buddy's perspective and with sound design and stuff, right, to just the world just drowns out like when he's talking to these little animals. So there's a very special strong bond like that's built between him and this small animal, and then she just kind of in passing and accidentally comes by and steps on it, and then he just has like a complete like psychological meltdown like over this animal being destroyed. And then he runs out of the house, and then she's just having this absolute breakdown because she can't pull herself together enough to even go get him. So she doesn't know where he is. He's just run out of the house, and she doesn't know if he's safe or what. So she pulls out her phone, which is not really a phone because it's like kind of a steampunk surrealism to it. It's like this big device thing that they use, that the characters use to communicate, but she calls Leanne's character, which is Charlie, and Charlie is out in the woods hunting because that's all she does.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like this ultra redneck, right?
Yeah.
That's like she's a veteran, and like she hunts these mythical beasts called chupacabras.
Yes. Yeah. Chupies.
Yeah, chupies. Yeah, which are a real animal in this universe.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and so she says, like, I can't take care of Buddy anymore. Like, I need help. Like, can you find him? So then Leanne goes and finds Buddy and realizes that she needs to take care of him. So he just basically is a ride along as Leanne, like, or Charlie, her character, does, like, goes hunting and takes him out to different places and tries to teach him about life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. So that's all in the beginning, and then the rest of it is just basically me and Buddy out in that cabin in the woods, and scary things ensue.
Yeah, the witch begins stalking them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, with the parallels between the witch and like addiction and alcoholism, some people will pick up on, some people won't. But we are putting that into almost in any way that we can, where, you know, addiction seems to be overtaking this town and like taking men from their children, you know, taking making it so that you're not the same person anymore. Same with alcoholism, all that kind of stuff. So it's like it's taking over a town type thing, but really it's a witch. So like not a witch, like a demon entity type thing, but yeah, we're using that to mean addiction basically.
Yeah,
so
people's demons kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like the witch has interesting like sort of biological feeling magical powers as well.
but it's not going to be too fantastic. It's going to be still organic. Like, even though it sounds fantasy and it sounds like magical and all that, but it's still going to feel grounded. It's not going to be walls, you know,
So
like,
what genre would you say? Because
Right?
it's like
like horror, fantasy.
It's all over the place.
It's that like with a more of a drama,
Yeah.
and then you get the fantasy,
Psychological.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
They made their own shit. Okay.
Yeah,
so weird,
really,
yeah.
it's its own genre.
It's
really, in a
crazy
way.
come up with a name for it, right?
It's almost like the film changes genres scene to scene. Because we can have the scene where the drunk guy gets killed is just like classic. It's like the classic. He's right behind you, like kind of like horror build up. Like and they're just all really cinematic compositions, and like everything is like, oh man, like it's pure horror. And then like there's other scenes that almost kind of fall into comedy, like Johnny Shreve is in it, like the fitness influencer. I don't know if you guys know who Johnny Shreve is.
I've never heard.
He's kind of like he's got like a big, like he's got like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So he's like one of the big fitness influencers in Nova Scotia. So like we have
in Nova Scotia.
Yeah. So we got him on, and he plays like an addictions counselor that's like working with Buddy's mom like throughout the film. So like we have these kind of cutbacks, but like just the energy in the addiction meeting was just like everybody was like laughing all the time, and like I know it's a really serious thing or whatever, but like
there's comedic elements.
Yeah. Like,
can't help it, really, because you're a comedian, and you made Unreasonable Rob, or co-made. So like it's in like we can't not be funny, especially him. So like there's gonna be elements in there. You just can't help it. We need to like reel it in, especially when we're on set with like our friends who are actors, and we're all trying to make this thing. They're funny too,
right?
So we gotta be like, you guys, okay, this is serious.
I get it.
Like we can't help it.
I watched a show on Netflix, Loudermouth.
Okay.
Yes.
And that's about alcoholism, right? And recovering from that there. That's a comedy. It's a comedy series, right? So it's good to always interpret or add comedy to a situation like that there to make it lighter. So that way, make it seem like it is serious, but it don't have to be as serious. Maybe help you get over that.
For sure.
Easier,
Talk
right?
about just talk about it without making people feel bad.
Yes.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to, because something, if it's too heavy, you can feel drained after doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's why you add a little comedy in there, and it like kind of lightens it.
Yeah.
Makes it more real too, in a way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, like Johnny's part, like I gotta give away a line of dialogue. I don't care.
That's okay. That's fine. Whatever.
Like, so we got this one guy. Like he plays kind of like he just pops up like periodically in the film as like just a random like guy that's like in poverty kind of thing. Like it's kind of nebulous, like whether it's from his addiction or not, or if he's just really a ne'er-do-well like kind of character. Like he's
just not good with money, or like what's going on?
Like he's in the general store, he doesn't have money at the till, and he's asking to front like the jar of beans or whatever. And then anyway, so he's in like the addictions meeting, and like he showed up there with like really nice shoes, and I was like, no, you can't like you take your shoes off, man. Like so he's like barefoot like in the meeting, and then Johnny goes like, does anyone like have anything that they'd like to share like from the past week? And then like he goes yeah, I lost my shoes, and like he just goes, my kids are sick. Like it just gets like dark. It just gets darker and darker. And then Johnny just looks at him and goes like, okay, that's enough. Okay, that's inappropriate.
That's inappropriate.
No, this is a place of love. No war stories.
Which there's truth in that, but then it's also funny at the same time. So it's like it's okay. You can't take yourselves too seriously.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah.
No, but it sounds like you guys are having great fun with it, right? And that's the main thing to do is to constantly have fun.
For sure.
Yeah, it comes across.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like it's going to be awesome. You can't wait for it. You guys will have a trailer and everything too, right?
Yeah. There's a trailer on the Facebook page and the Instagram.
Like a little
and
teaser.
Stuff. Yeah, there's a teaser out, and I think that we should be like, we have discussions about like how much of the film like we should just drop on social media like as it's going out, like to raise buzz, right? Because like, I mean, for us, like we've never made a feature film, and like we're new in like a lot of we're new, right, in that sense, and we're making it ourselves as well. So I feel like the more stuff we put out, the better. But I mean, Leanne thinks that we should like
I don't
not give away
know.
too much of this and not give away too much of that, and like,
Right. But I don't know. But we do need more hype. We do need more hype around it because it will just we'll just be in a better position approaching the Atlantic International Film Festival, which we
Yeah.
are going to get this in. Like the deadline is fast approaching, but like we will get it in.
Okay. What's the deadline?
Early June.
yeah, June 14th
so
is like
still
the
got-
final like shit hit the fan deadline.
like-
Got a few months
Yeah.
ahead, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. I mean, and we're still not done filming. There's still a little bit left, and and it's just me and him editing,
Right.
mostly all him doing all the visual effects. So
Right.
like, yeah, there's a lot of work, but like we
Yeah.
can do it. We can hyper focus, and like
Definitely.
we're
definitely,
going to get it done.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys going to do premiere or?
Well, we have to talk. We have to see if we get
Yeah.
accepted into the festival. So we
First,
kind of want to keep like we don't want to do that until we know whether or not we're going to get into the festival, and then maybe we'll still do it if we get in. Like we have to figure out like what the rules are around that. Like, are we just showing the film there, or is it like premiering there?
Pretty sure it's
yeah.
because it would be September. If that were the case, then the whole world would see it, would be allowed to see it
Yeah.
in September.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, summer promotion basically yeah.
We'll send you guys a Google Drive link.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I really want to see this.
That sounds
It's
funny.
amazing.
It sounds fun and funny and serious and scary
Yes.
and
Yeah.
It's gonna be a cult
Everything.
classic. It's gonna be, it really is.
I like the
It's
supernatural feel
so
to it
good.
and everything.
Yes,
Yes.
and how like even like Buddy's disability like at times like gives him an advantage in this like supernatural realm. So it's like the witch like can take over people's minds, but it's like there's a biological element to it as well through the sound design. So almost like it almost feels like a frog or a toad that like it manipulates the mind of like an insect to draw them in with a frequency. So like there's a lot of like sound design work in the frequencies. Like the witch starts out with like this budget frog kind of like scream that like turns into like a frequency that really gets into your head, right? And then we like show the how he like takes over the drunk guy's mind basically via this. And then there's another scene where it shows like the witch trying to do the same thing to Nathan, but like it doesn't work. He just finds it like absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Like so it just makes the frequency just makes him laugh.
Okay.
So it's like, really interesting juxtaposition on like, can your like mental illness maybe, or like your disability actually be a superpower
Yeah.
Right.
in certain situations?
Right. Which a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, it's not predictable. This movie.
definitely don't sound it.
No,
Definitely
all
don't
right. Yeah.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see it.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Man.
Well, yeah, follow the socials because we do post a lot of like behind the scenes and clips and stuff like that. So get a feel for it. Yeah.
And in the YouTube description of this video here, I'll put all you guys' links
Nice.
for it so
on.
that people can get it. Yeah, that sounds cool. And I think that we kind of glossed over Unreasonable Rob a little
Yeah.
quick there.
We did, yeah.
So I wanted to go back to that, kind of like, because I now know the whole process which led to Buddy Wilde.
Yes.
So I kind of want to know the whole process that led to that.
That led into led to Unreasonable Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like Pat and I would, whenever we were together, like before Unreasonable Rob, it was like I have a little bit of a background in comedy. Like I used to do like tour with Yuck Yucks and stuff like that. So like
Stand up?
yeah, I did like quite a bit of stand up. I did the show at I produced the show at Beerley's like for a couple of years.
Oh, man, I
so
wanna
I was
see
like
some of that.
so I was like writing like new kind of 10-minute like 10 to 15-minute sets.
I gotta
every
say,
week.
mad respect, man. I've always wanted to do stand up, but I'm too much of a chicken shit.
It's hard too.
I know.
what
I
I
just
think.
like, when we're on the show, there's 2 to 3 of us, so I'm not the center of attention.
Okay.
So to be up there, like, I could write jokes, but to be up there, just be the one guy that everyone, I'm a chicken.
Scary. It's scary.
It's scary.
But I mean, at the same time, like you realize your writing's good. Like you got to have confidence, right? Like
Yeah.
you know what to do if things are going wrong, and like, like stand up. I don't do stand up anymore. Like I fell out of it. Like I went back to college. Like after I was doing that, and like, I kind of got reintroduced to comedy in general because I met Pat. Like we were just joking back and forth, and then like he hit me up and he was like, hey, I got this like awesome, I got this idea, like it's kind of like a Meet the Parents kind of vibe, but like instead of like the parents, like this like guy, like this girl brings her boyfriend home to meet her brother, and her brother is going to be just this like absolutely like psychopathic, like prison gay, like full institutionalized, like tries to hardcore take advantage of everyone in every situation kind of thing.
Like terrifying.
Yeah, so like we did the first one, like a group of us like just got together and like did the first one, and like it just, I wasn't sure like it was gonna even work, like the way that everything kind of unfolded, because Pat wanted everything to be like very improvisational all the time. So like we're not slating, we're not doing takes, like we're just rolling cameras on people, and like it's not reality TV though. Like it's like it's scripted, so it's basically like me and Pat scripting the thing in post. So it's like people say like what they're gonna say and like act how they're gonna act. We'll throw out jokes and like hash out things like on set, and then we'll try to cut it into a story in post somehow. Like on the first one, like when we left, we were like, did any of that like even make sense? Like enough that it's gonna cut into something that comes across?
You know, some of the stuff that I seen almost gave me now what you're saying makes sense. Gave me like almost a Saturday Night Live type of feel.
Yeah,
especially where in some of the scenes where I could tell Nathan is trying so hard not to laugh.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, but he doesn't break character. It felt like it. Yeah, it kind of felt like it was alive. Like
yes, like, and a lot of it, like a lot of the like takes are like when I'm like I'm saying I'm giving direction. Or like nobody thinks that we're filming, right? And then we'll cut pieces of like Nathan's face, like when he's doing something or like acting nervous or whatever. Like on the second episode, like after we cut that first one, and we were like, oh man, okay, like this is like, I did the first rough cut, and I showed Pat, like Pat came over and looked at it, and he was like, whoa, this is gonna turn into something. Like this is funny, right? And then like we did the next one, which was like them, like same concept, like them at dinner or whatever, and Pat would go to the bathroom, because Pat and Nathan didn't know each other well at the time. So Pat would like actually get drunk, and then he'd like go into the bathroom. He'd go into the bathroom and pretend to be doing coke, and like make this like really tense environment that like Nathan really wasn't used to or expecting.
Oh wow!
What a sin! What a sin!
It was, in retrospect, like it's just so bizarre, but like. Yep. Hilarious at the same time. And then eventually they just like, you know, became really good friends, and like, I mean, nobody loves Pat like Nathan loves Pat. Like it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, we made a bunch of episodes of like, and then they just kind of kept escalating. The ideas kept escalating. The run times kept escalating. And like, then it just got to the point where I guess Pat was talking to Jason Mosier, that was kind of producing content for SwearNet, and they started talking, and then like Pat started talking to the people at SwearNet, and then he called me and he was like, hey, like we're gonna do like a whole season of Unreasonable Rob, like there's funding behind it, everybody's gonna get paid, and like this is gonna be awesome. And I was like, well, like okay. And like he goes, you don't even have to do anything. Like all you have to do is like be there, and your credit is gonna be like associate producer, and you and me are just gonna like hash out jokes on set, and like then they'll play them out. You don't even have to like write or anything. And then like that turned into like they needed somebody to have a script, because me and Pat like didn't really like writing scripts either way. Like we just like would write something down on paper a little bit, and like we'd be like, okay, yeah, that joke's good, that one's got to go in there, and then the concept obviously like with the like to decide on a location and that kind of thing. Okay, yeah. But like the actual dialogue would be almost entirely improvised. Like the idea for the joke would be there, but like the dialogue would be improvisational. and then that actually turned into like somebody else writing the script, and then Pat looked at the script and was like, this is the worst thing I've ever like conceivably seen. It's so bad. We can't use any of this whatsoever. Like, this is going to like literally ruin our lives.
Yeah.
And then so I like ended up like writing, like typing out, like looking up like, okay, like how do I like fucking format a script and shit? Like I was like looking up like, and in like the space of like a week, I wrote the scripts for like the episodes, like based on like the scrawls that we had, like, and our messages and stuff.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now, one common theme I see in all three of the projects that I know that you guys do, and that's Nathan. How did he come on board? How did he become your guys' like mainstay?
Okay, so well, basically, like how I met Nathan is he went to like film school. Like I think Nathan's probably the only person that's like connected to us in like any way that like went to film school. Yeah. So like he went to film school and was like looking to try to be a videographer, essentially, like because I guess that's like the route that like a lot of film school people would go, is just like make money by way of freelancing with videography. So he got connected with me, and I started bringing him along like on shoots, like as like a helper, like kind of thing. Like I took him to a wedding and like different things, and he was just like a nervous, like he's young, right, like, and just really nervous, right? And like I had him along with me when I was doing like a music video, and I can't remember if it was like a music video for Pat or somebody else's music video, and me and Pat were there, but like right away the dynamic like between him and Pat was like freaking hilarious, and like Pat knew it too, so that was kind of how we linked up with Nathan for the role. Like I had only really hung out with Nathan like a handful of times before Unreasonable Rob. So, but I knew that he was like really interested in the film industry, and now he's like so into his acting, and like it's really cool like to see how far Nathan has come, like in his acting. Like he takes it like maybe more seriously than like anybody I know.
Is there other things outside of the three that did with you guys that he's doing?
Yeah, he's done other things. Yeah, for sure. He like does like all auditions, and like he's been like in a few different TV shows and documentaries. Like okay. I couldn't quite list them all, but he's in that other one like now as like I can't remember what it's called now, but it's got Rob Wells in it, like from the Trailer Park Boys and stuff. And Nathan is like security guard or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's also like just done this short film with our other buddy Kyle. They made a short film called Ark of Noah, like for the CBC film Face Off.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was on set like for a couple of days of that one, like just hanging out.
I feel like I heard of that before, Ark of Noah.
Oh,
I've
they've been going
posting
hard
it a lot
on social media.
So you would have probably seen it on mine, maybe. But
and they go hard on social media too. Like Kyle and
they're
Nathan
good with promotion.
Nathan is a phenom with how he can build Facebook groups. Like I can't. Like Nathan, like one time, like he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna like make a Facebook group like called like," he would just make Facebook groups. Like this was like years ago. I was like, "Man, okay, cool, right?" And he made this one called like Haunted Nova Scotia, or like something like that. I was
in that. There's thousands, tens of thousands.
Nathan's running groups with tens of thousands of people in them, like moderating them and shit. And it's like, it's crazy.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's nice to see him progress, and because I first met Nathan on set of episode 1 of the pilot season of Unreasonable Rob, where I was one of the construction worker ladies.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I met him there that cold day when he's wearing those little shorts, like twerking on us, and we had to be like, woo. So that's when I met him. So it's cool to see from that point up until now, working with him, acting with him and directing him in Buddy Wilde. It's really cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
I felt so bad for him.
That was so funny. When he looks back at the numbers going up on the gas pump, it was one of my favorite parts of anything ever. He was so nervous. He's like, okay, is it done yet?
As the gas is just rolling.
So nervous. Oh my God, I loved that. I loved it. Yeah.
back to Unreasonable Rob. I want to ask, I've seen all the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
And so, would you call that a preseason? Or how different is it from what's on SwearNet?
Well, I mean, it's kind of sad because there are some of the original ideas are sort of replayed in the first season, because originally Pat was like, can't we just put the ones that we did on SwearNet then and take them down off of YouTube?
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was some kind of detail with the funding or whatever, but we had to they had to be completely new episodes. So it was okay, well, I guess we somehow have to reestablish the first meeting of Rob and Brett, who's Nathan's character.
Mm-hmm.
So we basically yeah, it's different. There's a different location, and the dialogue is different. There's new jokes that are introduced, but the concept of that episode is still very much the same as the YouTube ones. And the idea was that once we got that out of the way, he already had season 2 an agreement in the agreement was already made for season 2. So basically we were planning on just taking amplifying the jokes from season 1 after we reestablished everything, and then just taking it to the next level on season 2. And we had already even done some of the writing. And so I mean, Pat and I when we were editing season 1, even we would just sit in this office all day and all night, every day.
I brought you fruit tray once.
Yeah.
Because you were in there all day and all night. So I was like, you guys need to eat some fruit and vegetables.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. But I mean, that's how he was, right? He was just go, 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 go. And he was hugely influential to me, in terms of how I approach making I guess content, and and that work ethic, and just the attitude towards art. He was just so one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
Phenom.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, and so funny,
Yeah.
Having a background in comedy, even just some of the stuff that would happen when we were editing, we were editing in this office that was on Quimpool, and so we would just kind of take turns walking down to this Quimpool superstore there and getting stuff to eat or whatever, right? And then just bringing it back and just keep on cutting and hashing out the jokes on the edit. And one time he came back with these protein bites or whatever, right? And I'm working on the edit, and he's just sitting there eating these protein bites, and then he just slaps me in the arm, and he's like, man, you ever buy that shit that has the 50% off stickers on it, like it's going bad or something? And I was like, yeah, all the time, of course, if I could buy everything 50% off, I would, right? It's not bad, it's still ready to go. He's like, man, I don't know, this stuff just tastes, these protein bites taste weird, right? And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, try one of these, and I ate it, and I was immediately I was whoa, yeah, no, that's bad. Something's not right about that. And I looked at the bag, and it was for dogs.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah.
The 50% off sticker was obscuring the picture of a dog.
Oh wow!
He just grabbed the protein bites out of the discount cart.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of the dog protein bites.
Damn. Did it have a good protein content though? Was it?
I
were they
guarantee
that
it.
bad?
I guarantee it.
Guaranteed.
Real good protein.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even know that dogs
why
had
not?
protein bites. That for the dogs that lift?
For the dogs that what?
Hit the gym and.
Oh, yeah.
That's for the Roddies and Pitbulls.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's he was eating pit bull bites. That's there you go.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, then we were just having we were having a really good time editing all the scenes together, and
Bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And just putting like the sound design and like, because we did everything on the edit, like
Nice.
like right from curating and then like going in and like, because the sound design was often where the comedy is coming from, right? Like, so we just spend so much time like either creating sound or looking up what sound would be funniest on this punchline or whatever. And there was a dynamic like in how we were editing together. So when we were like, when like he passed away, like we weren't finished. So like it was literally like on like the end of the week, like I had to shoot a wedding, so that I had booked like 2 years before. And so I went to like shoot the wedding, and like he was going to attend a wedding, and then we were going to link back up on the Monday, and then everything
Yep.
kind of just like
Yep.
like my life just sort of changed forever.
Yep.
And
Yeah. I feel like a lot of us, it's like our whole world was changed. Like I felt like, oh, well, there goes a lot of my dreams. Really, that's how I felt. Like a lot of my dreams were then dead. Like they were done, because I was like, yeah, like where's it's just all gone. That's how I felt too. Along with him too, of course. But
Right.
that's how I felt. I was like, well, that's it. That's the end. No more Unreasonable Rob. No more creativity. No more nothing. That's how it felt for me, at least. I know. Yeah.
yeah, it was a really difficult situation because like I was like even thinking like, can I do this? Like, can I like finish editing this like just sitting by myself?
For real.
When it's like,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, definitely
I don't
get
know
it,
how
right?
you did that.
Right.
But like you have to.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going. Yeah.
See, a lot of people get caught up so much in the grief that they forget about the tools that people that were close to them or loved ones that were close to them, they gave them to continue
Yeah.
life, right? So that's the only bad thing. We get caught so much up into the grief, which we should, right? Because everyone
Yeah.
needs that chance to grieve, right? But then you got to remember what tools they gave you before they left
Yes.
to help you with life, right? So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
true. And he gave a lot to a lot of us.
a lot, right?
Yeah.
So
for real.
not only through like film, through music, through just everyday life, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, totally understand. I think I lost my dad around the same time.
Oh
that
yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Is that
I'm
right?
sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of what sprungboarded.
here he goes,
Sprung
making
or
up words.
that what,
Here he goes, he's making up words
Oh,
again,
damn.
y'all.
What?
Springboarded.
Yeah, I
What
know.
sounds
I know.
better,
What,
sprungboard or springboarded?
right.
it's
I know what you're
sprungboard.
saying. What
Yeah, yeah.
launched? What
Launch.
launched?
There we go.
There you go.
Launch. Launch.
No spring involved.
Yeah, there you go. The spring in the launcher. Anyways, yeah, that's kind of what got me to launch this, the podcast and doing all this is like just because my father always supported me in everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, after he passed, and going through his stuff, he had like the cassette tape from my first single I ever
Oh
did.
wow.
Wow.
Like from way back.
Wow.
And he used to watch all my food videos, and every time I visited him, he'd always tease me with the John Kizzy, Izzy, like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, and I had this idea, and I think I had it like, yeah, it was before that, and I talked to him about it. He's like, yeah, you guys could do something like that, whatever. And then yeah, it just gave me, like you said, you get caught in the grief for a while,
Yeah.
you're just like in a rut,
Yeah.
and then you just think. Then I just started doing things that, you know, he would enjoy or make
Yeah.
him proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his
Yeah.
name-
What would he
Exactly.
want me to do right now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it is, and that's how we hear, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I guess kind of ties into that because you guys' production company, I guess was
Death Horse.
yeah, Death Horse was kind of linked into him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought of that during the 48-hour thing, right?
That's right. Yeah, it was because we needed to come up with
Yeah.
like with a name for our group to submit the 48-hour film, and we're like Death Horse.
Just as a nod to Pat.
Yes, because that was Pat's character's band's name in Unreasonable Rob.
Yeah.
And didn't Pat just come up with that randomly? Like, what's a band name?
Like, yeah, like,
how did that go?
Okay, so what happened was like, he's like, Pat was like, we're on set, and Pat was like, what's the name of like a really like stupid like metal band or something that like doesn't exist, right? So we're trying to think of like a metal band name that's like not real, so we're not actually mentioning a band. And we were all like kind of like throwing out ideas, and actually I should mention that like Colin Canning was there with us. He's he's art department now on that show that's like being shot here.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like he's also a creative genius and like an artistic genius, and I wish we still worked together. I wish we worked together like more. Like we worked together a few times, like on a couple productions. But yeah, like I miss him dearly, Colin. Like I know he works a lot or whatever, but like yeah, it'd be cool to like have him like come and be like on as a part of Buddy Wilde before we were done filming would be freaking awesome. But like yeah, him and me and Pat were like throwing out ideas, and it was actually him that threw out Death Horse.
Oh, cool.
And then when he threw out Death Horse, me and Pat were just like, that is so funny. Like we were just laughing. It was just the vibe, and like we were like laughing, and then that's where that name came from. Where like Pat's on the couch, he's like, oh yeah, you play guitar, like you're in a band, and like he's like, yeah, I play the guitar, and then Pat's like, yeah, I was in a band too, yeah, local band, Death Horse. Yeah. You probably he like super threatening. He's like, yeah, you probably heard of us, and then like Nathan's like. Like, yeah, it sounds familiar. Oh, really? Because I made it up on the spot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, Death Horse would be our production company that we're eventually going to make so that we can keep making movies.
Yeah, exactly.
And keep making projects to be under that name. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of like a nod to him, and then you know, if it ever were to like really blow up, like, you know, we'd like to leave like a share of the company like to his legacy and his family and all that stuff, because I mean a lot of like my style and how I make videos, those types of videos, and any narrative, like directing, like anytime I'm directing action or I'm like working with actors, or like a lot of that like is influenced like by how I saw Pat interact with people.
Now at the end of 17 Bricks, it had the little logo for Death Horse. Is that a placeholder, or is that your guys'
placeholder?
Yeah, placeholder. Right. We're gonna make it better. We'll have to make a better logo, I'm sure. Yeah.
That horse looked kind of fabulous, like Maybelline almost.
Right? Yeah, didn't he have like beautiful hair, like swooped around, right? Yeah, that's right.
Like
yeah,
the dude I was like.
Yeah, no, it's going to be something a little bit more epic, I think, with a better vibe to it.
Yeah, Kyle actually sent me like 20
a few mock-ups. Yeah,
he
exactly.
sent me like 20 or 30. Like he's like, hey, I graphic designed these like Death Horse logos. Like I'm gonna go back and like look at them.
Yeah, we should, because some of them were really good. So
yeah, some of them were good.
Yeah. You guys got to patent it, right?
What's that?
You guys got that name patented, right? Because
we're gonna have to soon. Yeah,
before
this comes out.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man,
you never know, right? So
it's true.
It's a good name.
Yeah,
it is.
Some band over in China or Japan or something. Like, they stole our name. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, a Chinese metal band.
Yeah, right? You never know. We gotta look that up on Spotify now. Yeah, on the drive home, like let's guarantee we did. Like, it's on there. You did. Okay, surely you would have.
So you probably
good. And there was nothing.
We went deep. Like
good. Okay, good. Nice.
A Chinese metal band.
Nice.
So,
there's a few of them.
We'd have to collab. We'd have no choice.
For sure. We'd have to fly them out along with the demon ladies from BC. Like, just come to the premiere with us.
Yeah.
Skype.
Yeah, hey, like, we're from Canada, like, there's this witch, and long story short, we need you.
We need you. Yes.
Oh,
I remember a couple episodes where you're talking about how, I think it was more of a joke how Canada should build a wall to keep Americans out.
Yeah.
Let's just let them know that we got witches in the woods, man. That'll keep them down there.
Yeah.
Eating deer.
Dead deer. Yeah, spooky ladies in the woods.
No, because I shouldn't say this, but that's going to bring the hillbillies up here so they can see what's going on.
Yeah, well.
You know what I mean?
They'll be after the witches.
Yeah, they've been trying to put a ring on it.
Yeah, it'll be a giant witch hunt. They'll be like, wait, a witch? That's illegal.
Maybe I'll be up here, torches in hand and shit.
Yeah. Oh, one of Leanne's ancestors.
Yeah.
Funny enough.
I know. Yeah, I was doing my ancestry.
Of witchcraft.
When I did my ancestry in Massachusetts. Yeah.
So they everything like burned or thrown in the water.
She was imprisoned for some other misdemeanor, and then for practicing witchcraft.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the 1700s, I want to say.
1600s.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts to look back on. It's like, oh, so I guess I have a little bit of that in my DNA, in my history. So, right?
Crazy accusing people is that's the ultimate hater right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh my Lord.
You
Yeah.
just get heard, praying, doing your prayers one night, and they think you're doing witchcraft.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Coming at you,
Exactly.
right? So,
Yeah, or anything, or like, oh, you made a concoction and someone doesn't have a cold anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Right.
So you just be petty.
Probably
just
should
get
burn you
mad
alive.
at somebody.
Exactly. People just like kind of like being like snitchy on each other and be
No,
like, yeah.
you're
Yeah.
petty.
Like,
yeah.
think about our upbringing. How many of our older aunts and uncles and grandmothers and stuff be like, okay, you need to take turpentine, lemon, honey,
Yeah.
put them together, get rid of your cold.
Yeah.
That'd be considered witchcraft back in the day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here because they'd be all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know. It is. It really is.
Yeah, you look back in the world, all the crazy things that we've been through.
Yeah.
Half the time, I'm like, how are we still alive? How is there still a?
It's crazy.
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Our DNA is made up of all the humans who have made it through wars and made it through all these other hardships throughout the span of human history. And the fact that we are here right now is
It's crazy.
huge. It's like a miracle almost that we're able to.
And the
be
fact
here.
that like weapons have been around now that can blow up the entire planet,
Yeah.
and they have been around for like 50 or 60 years. So it's like, is it really possible that like all the time, like you would just never be used? Like that somebody crazy enough will never come along?
Man.
yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah.
I know, but we're here now.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. Yeah, we're here
I don't
now.
think we're going to see it, but it's going to
Yeah.
happen, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to have
It's
that one
gotta.
person that's too loose.
I know.
Yeah.
Hit that red button, as they call it. And
For sure.
that's it, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Probably be a certain orange dude.
Yeah. Or somebody that's just losing a war and they're just like crazy, like ideologically, like suicidal. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. You gotta think about it. What if it was someone that's in power and they get diagnosed with like some terminal and they got
100%.
then they
Yeah.
just don't even freaking
yeah.
care.
Yeah. All the world leaders are in their 80s all of a sudden. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, this isn't good.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The reason I bring up the Death Horse, I almost said Dark Horse.
Yeah.
No, Death Horse is much better.
Dark Horse is copyrighted for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a comic book. Actually,
Dark
Is it?
Horse?
Yeah,
I'm
It
pretty
sounds
sure.
familiar. I don't know what
Yeah.
it
I
is.
think it is a comic book company.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, I've heard it before.
Yeah.
Might actually be a movie production as well.
Oh, wow.
I
can't
think
remember.
so.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna have to check it out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll look it up later. Well, we
Yeah.
got someone that's supposed to be looking up shit for us. So
I know.
Well-
I'm saying
Yeah.
in my ear.
I don't know if he's awake right now after eating that big ass sub. So
So I did want to ask, do you have any plans for the future yet? Like next projects?
that's
Oh, yeah.
still my
Yeah.
question.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. So,
Yeah,
like,
we do. We don't really know. We have elements that we
Yeah.
want to make into our next feature-length film,
Yeah.
which is going to be another feature.
yeah.
Okay.
There's elements. There's things I want to do. I was like, I want to be this, so we'll just write a story around it.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and there's all kinds of different elements. Like sometimes I'll get an idea, like I'll be like, "Hey, this would be like a perfect line of dialogue, or this would be like an interesting scene."
So
and
I've
I'll
been
just-
writing them down.
She's been keeping them, keeping track of them, so that we can get the writing done like quite quickly. But the project is going to be called Electric Squalls,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like Nathan's character in 17 Bricks, who's just this like really goofy kung fu detective kind of thing. We're gonna bring that character back.
Yeah.
Into like a feature project where everything is like 3D environments and like it's very neon and like sci-fi and
Like synthwave,
vaporwave,
vaporwave vibe. Yeah, like totally. I was like, I want to wear spandex. I want to wear like a full suit of like neon spandex, and I want to like kill guys. You know, I want to like karate. I want to be badass and
So
wear spandex.
you're trying to do a Kill Bill, but wearing spandex.
I mean, yeah, but like more in a more cool 80s synthwave way.
Yeah, and I
You
feel
know?
like with Electric Squalls too, we're gonna like fall back more into comedy, But it's still going to be
Yes.
really like weird, like very,
Yes.
very weird,
Yeah.
but like...
With a lot of fighting. Because I want to
there's
fight.
a lot of fighting.
Lots of fight.
I want to fight and wear spandex. But yeah,
While wearing
it's going to be
spandex.
funny. It's definitely, but a certain
electric
type.
squalls.
Yeah.
Electric squalls.
Yeah.
See, this is what tells you about how we grew up. Every time you said electric,
Yeah.
my mind before you said squalls said slide. And I was waiting for
yes,
the
yes.
movie to be.
Yes.
Okay, we got to have somebody doing electric slides in it.
Okay, I'll write that in my notes. I'll write
In
it in my
spandex.
notes.
Yeah. Every time Nathan like shows up to like make arrests.
Yes. Yeah. Crash zoom, electric slide.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys ever do a Canadian version of Shaft, did you give me a call?
Okay. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll be.
Yeah.
I'll be.
You were not Shaft.
I
bro.
mean, I'll be. It's a Canadian Shaft.
You stood still. No.
Like, I don't even know what a different word for a shaft is.
Well,
Call him.
There's a few other words.
Shut your mouth.
There's a few other words for Shaft. But
It's like we just suddenly changed the whole script. It's the same movie, but we cast him and
Yeah.
call him.
yeah,
There you go.
call him. Wow.
Bad mother.
Oh man.
Well, you couldn't say shut your mouth because we're Canadian. We're like,
Yeah, you'd be
quiet,
like,
please.
yeah,
Settle
right,
down.
or but like more East Coast. I don't know what that would be.
Hey,
but,
boy.
Yeah.
Like right.
Yeah.
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 You start with me at the donair shop because it's East Coast.
Just start with me. Yeah.
One of the many Italian, Lebanese pizza shops that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the show that I'm a badass character, I'd be upset. I said more sauce.
Yeah. Exactly.
See, Shaft don't have to ask for more sauce. They just automatically give them. See, told you ain't Shaft. I
I'm
told you.
calling.
Yeah, exactly.
Shaft just gives a look. He don't say nothing.
I'm calling.
Yeah, like his parents named him Call him. Literally his name.
And I've always wanted to do that thing with the trench coat when you just flip it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the wind.
Oh, to like turn around and like leave
Yeah.
type. Yeah.
So you must be
Yeah,
an uncle then.
I don't
Because
know.
they already got Shaft the original. Then they got Junior. Then they got Junior.
I'm the
So
Canadian
you must
cousin.
be- Yeah,
Call
okay,
him.
you're Canadian.
Okay. He sounds like he'd be so boring. I don't know why. It's just like so boring. I don't know. Oh man.
Oh shit.
Yeah. We just eat
Call him.
donairs, talk about the
Yeah.
moose sightings.
Yeah. Moose.
No.
I mean, that's more new
I thought you were
plans.
ready to say the moose heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just so into hockey. Yeah.
It's like a huge hockey.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like the only Canadian that doesn't even like hockey.
Yeah.
I'm like a huge hockey fan.
Well. Yeah.
Cool.
But no, sounds good. Nice. Got a lot of ambition for this here, obviously. Right? A lot new ideas on the way.
Yep.
Yes.
And once we get this project finished, of course. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so
Don't want to stop. We're not going to stop.
no, which is
No.
good.
Yeah.
Which is good, right?
Yeah, the challenge is making it by the submission deadline so that hopefully we can get accepted into the Atlantic Film Festival. And I know that that's a big challenge in itself. Like we're like moving forward and at this rate, like with how we've kind of calculated things, like we should be finished. Hopefully we're finished and we're happy with every aspect of it. And then from there, hopefully we get accepted into the festival, because I've never had a feature film accepted into a festival. I don't know how, like, what the dynamic of that is going to be, if it's even going to be.
Well, we're going to find out because we're going to get
find
accepted.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to find out.
Yeah, like
Positive vibes, right?
Yeah,
real.
yeah, we're gonna
All
speak it
positive
into the
vibes.
universe. We're gonna keep like doing
Yeah.
like going on podcasts like this. Like super grateful that you guys had us on.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like spread the
Love that you guys
message.
could
and
come, right? So
yes,
hopefully
for
the
real.
Atlantic Film Festival people will see it and they'll be like, wow,
Yep.
like maybe like we're interested in that movie already.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because our hearts are in it. It's like, this is it. Like, this makes me feel the most alive. So
That's
I'm not
good.
going to stop.
Yep, nope, that's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we got for this episode. This
Yeah.
is awesome.
We
Glad you
done
guys
already?
came.
Shit.
What?
Yeah, this is a great one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Nice meeting you for the first time.
Yes.
Nice seeing you again.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
And
Yeah.
hope to have you back. Any other projects that are coming up, you
Definitely.
feel free to come on by.
Right on. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd love to.
Well, more
Yeah.
so if they, once they get accepted to the Atlantic Film Festival,
Yes.
they can come back again and tell us what their experience was after
Oh,
that.
yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Right?
You're
Yeah.
revolving door for y'all,
Exactly.
man. You're always
Awesome.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything up and new coming, let us know. Come on. let us know.
Phenomenal. Thank you.
I love that. Yeah, that's great. Like, keep bringing local voices out.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
great. I love that you guys
Yeah.
are doing that.
And any other local voices that are watching right now, hey,
We started the podcast.
come sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Little Witchy, get in here.
Yeah, for real.
No.
Yeah.
Get Nathan up here too.
Get Nathan.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. You
yeah.
guys gotta have Nathan on
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was talking with the Witch OBC. No.
No.
Oh yeah, no, Little Witchy, the artist.
the
Yeah,
artist.
he's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
cool.
We just put
Yeah,
a
yeah,
production office with
We
them
said
guys.
Skype. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
We
you
just
can
put-
sit next to Lewis.
Yeah,
Chef Lou in the other room.
Yeah, Chef Lou will handle that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not the BC, the BC crazy ladies.
We'll
yeah.
provide the deers.
Okay, Nova Scotia tears.
Shit, I almost hit one today
Oh wow.
on my street.
I always got 4 in my yard all the
I know
time.
you do.
Oh,
We have
wow.
whole family sitting in this yard.
Wow.
If I look out my window one day and there's a lady out there eating one of them,
Well,
I don't know where I'm running. I'm in the house.
get it on camera.
There'll be nothing I can do about it.
Oh shit.
I guess I'm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you run when you're home?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
bring her to the film festival. She doesn't leave. She's like, "There's way more deer." Yeah, you mean I can live in an apartment in downtown Dartmouth and there's still deer?
Shit. That is true.
Living
There he is,
large.
too.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
He's like, I got one of the
Yeah.
busiest streets in Halifax, and there was a deer
Wow.
going across the road. I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
Damn. Like,
you're right. There are so many deer here. She
There
wouldn't
is.
leave.
right? I know. Yeah.
It's
Like,
the promised land.
yeah.
Deer for everyone.
Yeah. Delish.
Oh shit. Which, if you're watching, we're just laughing with you, not at you.
Yes, we do not want to offend you. We don't know
no.
what you were doing out in the woods. We respect
Yes.
anything you want to eat in the woods
Yes.
in your underwear. It's okay.
They be nice. Say no to drugs, okay?
For real. Yeah.
Say no to drugs.
It's true.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right. I know I said this all right
Yeah.
twice before, but we'll end it for sure now. John Gizzy, you know who is he? AKA Philly G, because they know who I be. And I'm here with King Tigger,
The King of Kings.
Leanne Milne, and Mark Sawatzky.
There you
Nice.
go.
Yeah.
First
Yes.
try too. Look
Yes.
at
Got it.
that.
Yeah.
Then I
We
said
had
that.
best that he was going to fuck up.
I know. I got it right at the first, and I said
Yeah, you
by
did.
the end I was going to fuck it up,
Yeah.
but I didn't.
No, you didn't.
All right.
You're good.
So we're out. Peace.
Yeah. See ya.
Deuces.